Bryce Harper spoke, which was very interesting. Two main takeaways from that. One, he's their first baseman. We've known this. This came out over the offseason with Rhys Hoskins leaving town. It just made sense for Bryce to be the first baseman. He learned how to play it last year. This brings us to the second thing. The most interesting point about Bryce Harper talking, and that is Bryce Harper wants an extension.
Bryce Harper, who is under contract through 2031, would like an extension.
So I understand it's a weird look for a guy who has guaranteed employment for another 7 years or whatever to ask for more guaranteed years. So let me try and explain it from his perspective, and then I'll do the Philly side. For Bryce, he wants to be a Philly forever. He had a quote last year that was like, I want to die in a Phillies uniform. The other part is that I think he's the 30th highest paid player in baseball on an average annual value. I think he makes $25 million a year for the rest of his contract, something around there. There are a lot of players getting paid more than him who are frankly not better than Bryce Harper. Okay. And so Bryce Harper wants to be paid what he is worth and is willing to bring this up in public in order to put pressure on the Phillies, right? Now, he did acknowledge that Zach Wheeler, who's a free agent this year, Phillies ace, is a priority. He straight up said, we got to get Wheels done first. And so he understands where he is in the context of the team. However, Phillies perspective, they have no reason to give Bryce Harper an extension. When Bryce signed with the Phillies, he went to Boris many times. It was like, I don't want an opt-out. And Boris was like, are you sure you don't want an opt-out? Like, you might want an opt-out. And so now we've reached a point where he has 7 more years, relatively underpaid in the context of the sports economics, and he has very little leverage to get more money now. He could make things uncomfortable enough with the Phillies that they give in. But in order to do that, it's going to have to get messy.
I don't know what would compel the Phillies to change the contract, right? He's making about 27.5 a year for the next 5 years, which again is underpaid, whatever. The only reason the Phillies would want to do this would almost be to like restructure it so that he's actually making way more at the end and like tacking on a few more years, and then maybe lower the number for these next few years to maybe give them more flexibility with the Wheeler and whoever else they want to sign. That's the only reason or why they would want to restructure this right now, because otherwise they're in a great place.